This is something that a lot of people are talking about, and a lot of people are sort of losing their minds over this. So let's see. The Zskera Vaults are located at Market Islet in the Forbidden Reach, and it has caught the attention of the Dragonscale expedition. These seemingly treasure-filled vaults have many locked doors with puzzles behind them all. As of the first patch, 10.0.7 PTR build, the Zskera Vaults have a daily reset, in which the rooms will change and all the doors will be locked once more. Different vaults are also generated per player, with an almost procedural tone to them. The entrance to the vaults themselves is open at all times, but to unlock the door on each vault, you will need to find Zskera Vault key from completing activities in the Forbidden Reach. So far, it has been confirmed that rares of Forbidden chests scattered across the Drakthir Evoker starting area can drop keys. Each key opens one door, which may contain chests, aggressive mobs, or puzzles that require other doors to be opened to find a possible solution. Experimentation seems to be the theme of the Zskera Vaults, as many of the rooms located within the vault seems to house forgotten experiments from Neltharion. I love this. Already a little bit of lore there, it being tied to Neltharion and all. There's a few rewards. Okay, so you get a couple of pets and stuff from there, and then we also know that there's the part that people sort of lost their minds over, which is the stones, right? Here we go. The Primordial Stones. Alright, so the Primordial Stones seems to be gems, right? The One Ring. Primordial Stone come in several variations, with 25 found so far. They only slot into the 3 unique Primordial sockets found on the Onyx Amulet, which is in turn found on the very first floor of the Zskera Vaults, an explorable mini-dungeon activity within the Forbidden Reach. Players will use Zskera Vault keys obtained from various... As of right now, the vaults are the only source of both the Primordial Stones and the singular ring in which they can be used in, alongside other rewards such as pets, achievements, and toys. I've compared these new gems to the controversial Shard of Domination system in Shadowlands. Primordial Stones appear to be much more straightforward, more akin to the Mechagon Punch Card trinket than the Sanctum of Domination shards. So, welcome to everyone that's just joined, by the way. Really happy to have you all here. Okay, let's quickly talk about this. Is this borrowed power, chat, in your opinion? Would you guys argue that this is borrowed power? I think if we're gonna say that this is borrowed power, I think we then start going down the rabbit hole of what exactly is gear, if not borrowed power, right? Because ultimately this is a piece of gear, and that piece of gear gives you power, like gear would. All of the arguments, like, look, gear is technically the ultimate form of borrowed power. The reason most of us are okay with gear and not okay with any other pieces of shit is that gear is sort of box standard part of what an RPG is. And so, you know, you accept the fact that gear is going to be replaced at some point, and you're almost excited for when gear finally does get replaced. So this, in the strictest sense of the word, is borrowed power, the same as gear. But since it is gear, I think it's more acceptable. I have one problem with the shards, these specific shards, the Zskera shards, and that is it comes from only one place, which is the Zskera Vaults. What happens to the player that doesn't want to do the Zskera Vaults? That's usually the biggest problem that players have with borrowed power. If you compare Battle for Azeroth to Legion, the 2 expansions is literally exactly the same. There's literally, from a mechanical perspective, there is 0 difference between Legion and Battle for Azeroth. What made people love Legion and hate Battle for Azeroth? In Legion, our artifact weapons could be charged in whichever way we wanted to charge them. So whatever activity you prefer doing, that activity would lead to you gaining power from your artifact weapon. And so the borrowed power system, the artifact system, did not limit the way in which you played the game. It just rewarded you on top of already playing the game. So whatever you enjoyed doing in the game, there was now an extra reason for you to do it. So if you did Mythic Plus and you were doing Mythic Plus for gear, you know, and you really enjoyed Mythic Plus, every single time you finished the Mythic Plus run and you didn't get a piece of loot, at least you got XP for your artifact weapon. So it sort of made it worthwhile. So nothing was ever wasted. This is what made Legion's borrowed power system work. The issue with this system is it's again restrictive, insofar as if I don't want to run Zskera Vaults, and by the way, I'm probably gonna want to run the Zskera Vaults, because I actually loved Torghast. I thought Torghast was an incredible system. It was implemented horribly, but I thought Torghast was really fun. So I will love Zskera Vaults, and I will probably play the shit out of it, because I do enjoy shit like this. What I think can be very detrimental is what level of power does this actually bring to the table? How powerful is this actually going to make you? Now, the one, I think, saving grace for this system is that it is launching in 10.0.7. 10.0.7 is at the end of the first major patch. Most people are already well geared. Most people are already, like the people that want to be, are already at max item level. So this is just like an extra fun thing for them to grind that maybe grants a little bit more power. But then next expansion comes out, and everything that you can get in next expansion is probably going to be way more powerful than whatever this Onyx. Because based on just this, the Onyx Amulet is a 411 item level item, which I think right now that's on par with Mythic rating, if I'm not mistaken, or is Mythic higher? 415. So this is even lower than Mythic. This seems to be then, from what I can tell at least, we don't know yet what the stones will literally do. We know that they're more straightforward than the punch cards. So these are going to be straightforward things like more haste, more mastery, more intellect, maybe some interplay, like this can proc or this can happen or whatever the case might be. This seems like just another one of those open world stuff, right? This seems like a nice to have for people that like doing things in the open world that doesn't necessarily raid. I love the fact that this is, if they keep everything the same it is, if this is a 411 item, why does it matter? If you're a Mythic Raider, arguably, whatever you have is going to be better than this, because it's 4 higher item levels. So you're probably not, like, if the DPS difference is 1%, it really doesn't matter. So right now, I don't think we can say too much about this. I think everyone that's jumping on the bandwagon and saying, oh my god, this is borrow power, Blizzard have learned nothing, you're full of shit, or you're just trying to farm negativity. That's it. That's literally what I think you're doing. You're pretending to be angry even though you should not be angry because you don't know shit. You don't know yet. If this is just what I think it is, which is something for the open world, I'm in love with that because that's genuinely what I do in WoW. I log in twice a week and I do my dailies and I farm world quests and I do the story and I have just the craziest amount of fun in the game. I'm currently hunting for all the Assassin's Creed lookout spots on the maps. So, you know, whenever I'm bored, I just log in and I fly around and I look for Assassin's Creed lookout spots. And this is shit that I find fun. This is what I enjoy. So something like this gives me something to farm for that's really nice item level and also really cool. So I don't see the problem. I think anyone that is upset about this is just trolling, and you should probably calm the fuck down until we know more.